Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. Today I'm going to show you my Lon Chaney collection. Lon Chaney was a silent movie star. He started in the teens, probably started around 1915, and he worked all the way to his death in 1930. And there was rumors that he was going to be cast in the upcoming Dracula movie that Bela Lugosi is famous for. The director Todd Browning had worked with Lon Chaney a lot in a lot of his films, so it was going to be a natural collaboration. But unfortunately, Lon Chaney died of cancer, lung cancer, and he made two sound films, I believe. One of them is lost completely. No one knows. It might be gone forever. But I'm going to show you his last sound, his one and only sound film, and I'm going to show you all the silents that I have. I don't have all of them. Unfortunately, a lot of his movies are lost. I'm going to start with, this is from the Warner Archive collection. This is Mr. Wu. I'm not going to go into what each one's about and who stars in it, all that, because we would be here forever. And Mr. Wu has some, Chinese characterizations that would be kind of controversial today. But, it was 1926, so, it was a different world altogether. Next one, The Penalty, which is an excellent Kino Blu-ray release. Next up is a really cool set from TCM Archives. This came out in probably 2005. It has the Ace of Hearts, Laugh Clown Laugh, and The Unknown. The Unknown is one of my personal favorites, and it has the documentary Lon Chaney, A Thousand Faces. It also has a photo recreation of London After Midnight, which is lost. It's one of the most famous lost films ever in the whole world. But they recreate it with music, with photos that were done throughout the production. Each scene they had a few photos took just for continuity, so they arranged them into it. So it's kind of different watching it. It's it can be tedious at times. It doesn't have the same feel as actors, because it's an hour of just photo after photo after photo. But the music is good, and it's all we have of the film. So we move on to Todd Browning's West of Zanzibar. This one's a really good revenge flick. Todd Browning plays this guy out in the jungle. After losing his legs, he tries to get revenge on the man that took his wife and daughter from him. Next up is another Todd Browning movie, Where East is East. And in this one, Lupe Velez plays his daughter, which is it's kind of similar to the other one. Lon Chaney in The Blackbird. This is one of my personal favorites, directed by Todd Browning, who would make Dracula in 1930. Highly recommend The Blackbird. It pretty much encapsulates everything that Todd Browning is famous for. Todd Browning and Lon Chaney is famous for. It has the makeup, the acting, the direction, the atmosphere in the movie, and everything. It has a little bit of everything. That's what made them two famous and stuff, and it moves along at a good pace, and it's really good. For a silent movie, a lot of people might not like silent movies, you know, I love silent movies, so I'm telling you, it would be something you could watch. It's really good. So, next up is 1925's The Monster, directed by Roland West. It's an interesting movie. Next up, we have Mockery, which is kind of a period type movie, like takes place in the 18th century or 17th century. Next up is a military movie where he plays a Marine sergeant, Tell It to the Marines, which in this movie, he's not so much on makeup, it's more acting. He kind of plays the role up to the hilt. So, I mean, he was a good actor. It wasn't just the makeup, he was a good actor. And now one of his most famous movies, 1925's Phantom of the Opera. This is the Region 2 BFI release of the restored print. It has the original black and white, and then it has the original 1929 sound reissue that has sound effects and musical score. And it also has the documentary Lon Chaney, A Man of a Thousand Faces, which is really excellent documentary by David Brownlow. Next up, we have Lon Chaney in the Unholy 3. This is the 1930 version where he talks, his one and only talking version. Now, it wasn't directed by Todd Browning. This is actually a remake of a movie that was just made a few years earlier in 1925 of the same name, which was silent, which is much better. And I'll bring you to that one now. The Unholy 3, the 1925 version, directed by Todd Browning, and it has a small person who pretends to be a baby. Lon Chaney pretends to be an elderly woman at one point, and it has all the wackiness of the Todd Browning atmosphere, and just very strange movie, as is all Todd Browning's movies. Has that strange flavor, the carnival flavor that he's famous for. So there you go. There's the DVDs and Blu-rays that I have of Lon Chaney. Next up, I'll show you my laserdiscs. I'm back with the laserdiscs I have of Lon Chaney. First up is the Lon Chaney collection. This one has He Who Gets Slapped, the Unholy 3, the 1925 version, and The Unknown from 1927, which I highly recommend The Unknown and The Blackbird. Both Todd Browning movies. As you can tell, I really like the Todd Browning collaborations. And next up, this is one of the MGM double feature discs, West of Zanzibar and The Unholy 3. The 1930 version of The Unholy 3. So these were really nice laser discs back in the day. The MGM UA ones were always some of the best ones. They never had rot, I don't think. They always had really nice gatefold jackets on 2-disc features. And then here's the other one. It opens up. It's got a lot of story. It's got a chapter index and original movie poster and lobby card reproductions. So there you go, guys. That's my Lon Chaney collection that I have. I wish I could get my hands on some more. These ones from the Archive, Warner Brother Archive collection are made on demand DVRs, but they are really good quality, and they're all that we have at this moment. So until they come out on some kind of huge Blu-ray set with all of them, you know, remastered or rescanned or have extra stuff or found footage, or hopefully one day we'll find London After Midnight or some other fragment of a Lon Chaney movie. But there's a few more that I can get to add to the collection, but they're of public domain quality. They're really bad quality. So I just haven't bought those, but they're not any of his really good movies. They're just some of his beginning movies in the teens and some oddballs from the 20s. So maybe I'll complete my collection and get my hands on every one I can find. Those are really cheap anyway, so maybe I'll do that one day. But these are really the great ones. And there you go. I hope you guys like it. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and hit that like button. And until next time, I'm Mike. Be cool and watch good films.